Hi, so it looks like for some reason my when I recorded it didn't pick up my voice. So I'm gonna have to do a voiceover. So this is me recommending a manga which hasn't been given a lot of recognition. It's called Tsugumi Project. There, as you can see me holding it there. And now I'm just going to read the synopsis on the back. So it says, enter a land of monsters and buried secrets, a land once known as Japan. More than 2 centuries have passed since Japan was devastated by nuclear war. Cut off from the world, the island is now a place of terror and mysteries, wonders of science, some believe best forgotten, monuments to a bygone era of human decadence, and irradiated monsters ready to tear apart any human foolish enough to set foot there. After being wrenched from his family and falsely convicted, a French soldier of fortune named Leon finds himself on a cargo plane to Japan. He and his fellow convicts are given 1 year to locate a powerful weapon from ages past, a weapon known only by the codename Tsugumi, in exchange for their freedom. But what is the true nature of this weapon, and how is it connected to the taloned, half-human girl who swoops in to save Leon? So I read that a lot quicker than I did on the actual video. So I think I'm now telling you that I bought it from eBay originally. And I just said how the cover was what got me interested in trying it out. The thing that's unusual about this, but I'm just showing you some highlights of, there's quite a bit of back matter, so showing sketch ideas and etc. It's got a nice post-apocalyptic feel to it, it's like, say, something like Akira has. In fact, the art style's a bit more like a rough and ready version of the art in Akira. And the character design is quite interesting as well. And what is unusual about it is that the main character is a Frenchman instead of being Japanese, because the creator, the mangaka, just while I'm saying this, you can look at the artwork as well. The mangaka is obsessed with France. He loves his favourite artist, the Impressionists, and he basically wants to just live in France and just be an artist in France. But then he decides to have a go at doing manga artwork, and this is, I think, his first project. But as you can see in the artwork here, the style of art is so impressive. It's still slightly rough around the edges, but there's a fluidity to it that makes it really engaging, and it reads really well as well. And what is really good about it is the setting of it being post-apocalyptic. He really does convey that in the pages, as you can see there with the cityscape. So it's been overgrown. So nature basically has reclaimed Japan. So it's all overgrown with green. And he initially is on a big plane with all these other convicts, where if they solve the mission, they get pardoned. And the plane crashes, and he appears to be the only survivor. And there's these mysterious creatures looking at him in the shadows, and he can't kind of make out what they are. Let me just have a drink. And he gets captured by them. Like I said, they're almost like a bestial, a bit like a Morlock from the Time Machine. And it does show later on that this character appears who rescues him, and as you notice, she looks like a normal girl, but then she's got like these legs of a giant chicken. So she's a mutant herself, but she's not alone. She has quite an impressive companion, this gigantic, like almost like a giant lion kind of beast, who could be more intelligent than he appears to be. Oh, I'm on medication, it's messed up my throat. So she rescues him, but they have like a communication problem, because she speaks her own language, and obviously he just speaks French and like pidgin Japanese as well. So that's the first meeting that they have, and it's a bit of a rocky start, because obviously with the lack of communication, they're misinterpreting what each of us trying to say. So it doesn't go as well as he'd hoped. But like I said, she did initially help him, and then he ends up basically having to try to fend for himself for a bit. And so this is what the next few chapters are about. It shows you, basically it introduces what Japan is like now, and so we can almost see it like through his eyes. And the artist really does convey the sheer devastation that Japan's under. I mean, look at that cityscape there. The sheer dynamism of that picture is very, very impressive. I don't know if it conveys well enough on the screen here. So, like I said, he does initially think that he is the only one from his party left, but that is not necessarily the case, which we will come to shortly. But she reappears again, and it's a bit of a better reunion this time. They both slowly learn to kind of partially understand each other, and she kind of like cautiously helps him, and he cautiously tries to trust her as well. So it's quite a realistic way of strangers meeting up. But again, it just shows you the impressive, these huge panels that he does, just him showing you how the scape and that lion as well. The artwork is very, very pleasing to the eye. But it finds out later on in the book that he is not the only one who's survived. One of the other guys on the plane, that guy there, has been caught by another team of mutants, and it looks like he's about to be sacrificed. So he stumbles into him, and basically the next few chapters are about them trying to rescue him, and basically all hell breaks loose, and the artwork in that is so dynamic. If you like Daniel Warren Johnson's art style, where it goes like the jagged speed lights and all that, Japanese manga is where that kind of style started originally. So it's very, very impressive. And I'm just trying to work out what else I said here. So I moved on to the next one. And here I'm just showing you some more of the amazing artwork. It is well worth checking out. For a first time manga, it's very, very impressive. It's got that post-apocalyptic vibe, which is very popular with things like Appleseed, Akira, and my mind's just going blank at the moment because of my medication, but others as well like that. I would highly recommend it. It's $12.99 in America, which I think makes it $16.99 in Canada, and I think it's about $10.99 or something like that in the UK. But it's worth getting. I think it's about 8 volumes so far, and I will be getting more of the book because I was very impressed. It wasn't groundbreaking, but there's enough in there to get me intrigued, which is what you want. I mean, it's just basically setting the building blocks for the rest of the story. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10, and I think it is quite an easy book to read even if you're not familiar with manga. This wouldn't feel out of place in something like Heavy Metal Magazine or 2000 AD. It's got that kind of science fiction vibe where there's minimal characters but lots of action, and it's kind of like almost like a space Robinson Crusoe, where it's, even though it's not space, it's in the futuristic Japan, so it's man against the elements, against nature. Nature basically has become a living thing now, and we are not in charge anymore. You know, that nature has taken control again. So that paints another interesting scenario. So yeah, I'd recommend it. Is it the best manga? No. Is it a fun manga? Yeah. And like I said, I'm interested to see how it will carry on. What is good with a lot of these manga is to see the progression from book to book. A lot of them do hone the craft on the book as they're going on, whereas with a lot of American artists, they like get big book deals after they've got to a certain point professionally. But in manga, they kind of learn on the feet as they're bringing out the first volume. So it will be interesting to see how, if the edges of his artwork gets more smooth and more detailed, etc. So yeah, it was a very pleasant read. I will be doing another video soon. I know I've finished sooner than the me on the box here has finished, but I've forgotten what else I was saying on the video, and I'm just too wiped out at the moment to record it all again. But yeah, I'd highly recommend this. I will be doing another video, hopefully in the next day or so, which will be of a book. Well, it's a series of called Birthright, and I think I shall now pick it up for you. Once I stop playing about with my hair, here we go. I reach down and I pick it up. So Birthright. So it's come out in 2 big deluxe volumes. I think they're bigger than an omnibus, about 600 pages each. Book 1 collects issues 1 to 25, and Book 2 collects 25 to 50. I've got about 100 pages left of Book 2 to read. So I've read over 1,000 pages already, and that's just within 2 and a bit days. That shows how good it is. So I'll be posting that once I've finished reading the final 100 pages. So hopefully tomorrow, or if not, it'll be midweek next week. Okay, and hopefully my voice is better and I'm not sounding like Barry White. I'm suffering at the moment, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye.